Good morning, traders, and welcome back to the Trader Bacon Show. I'm your host, Gates Adams, and I have to throw out my apologies for last week. The week before, when I was last here and I announced, of course, that we would be back the following week, it did not occur to me that it was Martin Luther King Day, and we typically don't do shows when the markets are not fully open. And of course, it didn't hit my radar until like Thursday the week before. So my apologies on that, but I am so excited and happy to be back with you guys today. We've got a lot to talk about today. We had a major 1,000-point drop in the NASDAQ overnight. All of the indices took a major hit. Looks like we're starting to have some sort of recovery. We'll talk a little bit about that today. We also have something pretty cool and exciting. Pro trader Mike from Mojo Trading is going to share some insights with us today. He's even picked up a fresh 250K evaluation that if the opportunity permits, he will be taking some live trades here on the show. I don't think we've ever done that before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be fun and exciting, and we'll see what happens from there. Not to mention, of course, we will be giving away 3 evaluations on this show, so please make sure to fill out the information on the form in the chat right now. And congratulations to last week's winners. 2 week. The winners from 2 weeks ago, Jacob, Stephen, and Cheryl. Congratulations to you guys. There will be 3 more winners from today, so make sure you take a moment to go ahead and fill that out and get that done. Other than that, I'm so looking forward to what we've got going on today because we've got some good stuff here. Welcome, Pro Trader Mike, on today's episode of the Trader Bacon Show. Welcome to the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Are you ready? Because the Trader Bacon Show starts right now. Mike, good morning, my man. How are you?
Good, Gates. Thank you. Hello, Trader Bacon audience. What's going on?
Awesome. And Lee, I see you there in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Mike, man, what's going on, man? How's everything going?
I'm in the rabbit hole. I'm trading. NASDAQ. I'm a NASDAQ micro scalper, and I trade all day long. And then when the trading's over, I do the same thing with the crypto. I'm trading Trump coin and Melania and those kind of things, the actors.
Are you? Yeah, see, I've got a little bit of a stake in some crypto, but nothing major. It's just it's a whole different beast, and I really haven't explored it. But
I micro scalp with leverage. I don't hold it.
I think that's the only way. I mean, when you're at 105K on Bitcoin, if you're going that route, it's pretty hard to make much of a move without some leverage on there. So, well, welcome. Obviously, we talked about your from Mojo Trading. Look, how long have you actually been trading? You're one of the pros. You're like old school, right?
I'm old school. I used to be a professional poker player, back online, multi-tabling. Did that for a stint, and I learned that from trading. What happened was, 30 years ago, started trading with a very old computer, and then the prop firms came around. There were these guys down in the building I worked. They were making millions of dollars when Instinet was there, when it was an eighth by a quarter and a half, and I was like, wow, look at all the money. And then the markets changed, and there were these firms, you put up $5,000, they give you $50,000, you learn, but if you lose, it's great when you win, but when you lose, you're losing off your own money, and did that for many years, and traded stocks, but I felt the stocks were manipulated and rigged because when you took a big position, the market makers could see where the action is, and they wouldn't let you. All of a sudden it's moving great, but when you take a big size, it stops all of a sudden, then they want that stock. So I started trading the ETFs and the exchanges on SQQ, UVXY, and I felt I could catch the trend and ride the momentum a lot easier than trying to be an analyst on a stock, thinking, and trying to out-trick the market makers.
Well, I love it, man. See, that's the beautiful thing about, when you have this level of experience, you can actually take from so many different types of experiences. Like new traders these days, we pretty much, and I say we, I mean, I started my game 27 years ago, as anybody who's listened to the Forex Trader podcast knows, with a really rough experience, but really and truly my trading started about a little over 2 years ago. And in this world, we know one thing. We know, looking at charts, that structure, which has changed the game of trading forever, for sure. But when you think about like the old days, when you think about what trading used to be like, how much of that knowledge translates into the current reality of trading and just chart trading?
Absolutely zip of it. My old school video game experiences with asteroids and Pac-Man and Donkey Kong and pressing the buttons when the barrel's there, you have to press it and jump over or you lose. Same thing with the market. If you don't press the button when the thing's at the right thing, you're going to lose. So all I'm doing is I'm a micro scalper. I don't look at the chart. I am the bar. I try to be the bar. So when the bar is going red and the average person's losing, I'm scaling in very slowly, taking his pain. 9 out of 10 times, as you know, when you get stopped out, it goes right back up. Market's orderly. It's like that in a 5-minute period of time. So I'll scale in on your pain when it's red. And then when the green bar goes back up, I'll scale out same way I scaled in and scale out for a profit. Always trading around the core position, never really coming out of the whole thing.
Now, how did you ultimately come up with this strategy? Is this?
Can I share my screen? I'll trade the whole time I'm on the show.
All right, you know what? Let's pull it up since we are talking about actually trading.
This 250K eval, brand new. We'll see how much I can make by the end of the show. But I don't want to chase it because what I'm doing is I'm watching SQQ right here. This is the NASDAQ ETF. And you can see in the last 2 minutes, it's gone from 21,400 to 21,260 because SQQ has risen through $30 per share and gone straight up to 33.38, where you could see it right here on the chart. And what I've done, a lot of components are in place. Number one is we purchased and started going short on this at $30 per share. So my trade play is at $29.98, I want to start getting short.
Okay.
Because know from my back tested system and what I do that it should go through $30 per share, the even number. And if it does that, I could start scaling out 30.04, 30.09, wait for it to touch 11, go to 19, 24, 29. I sell a penny under each nickel integer all the way up to where it is now. And I wouldn't be flat until 44. At 30.44, the trade would be completely over because, as you know, it runs from 29.98 to 30.44. It's a little overextended. It'll probably swing back the other way.
Now, for those that don't know, you and I had this conversation, I don't know, last week, a couple weeks ago when we were preparing for this, and I wasn't really familiar with SQQ, and I'm sure there's people in the audience maybe who aren't either. Explain to us what SQQ is, because it's the NASDAQ and we're talking about 30. Yes. So my initial
what it is, it's very easy. As this stock rises higher, the NASDAQ futures go lower, and it's tick for tick. So every 1 penny that this stock rises, the NASDAQ will go down 10 ticks. What it's made up of is Apple, Dell, NVIDIA, Tesla, all the top 100 NASDAQ technology stocks. It's called the ProShares Ultra Short QQQ, which is the opposite of this stock at 514. And Gates, the reason why I'm monitoring SQQ as my edge to get in rather than this one, it's too large of a stock. It swings 50 cents and $1 too quickly. Versus this one, there's a lot more market makers at 42. It's not going to swing 50 cents in 30 seconds. It'll go 2 or 3 cents. And I can play now. It's flat. The trade's over. My next entry would be at 48 cents to go through the little 50-cent integer. At 50 cents, it should go through. So I'm flat now, not in a trade. I'll wait for it to drop to 33 to trade it back here to 43. Or wait for it to go to 48 to trade it through 50. But right now, I'm just going to wait.
So what you're looking for is you're looking for the third, the half, and the round number. Is that really your key areas?
Correct. The round number, which is 30, and the half dollar, which is 30, 50.
Mm-hmm.
There's an algorithm that takes place in the market that I've back tested thousands and thousands of times without failures, that at 98 and 48, so it's 48 by 49, 98 by 99, it'll go through the even number and the half dollar. But the trend has to be going in that favor. SQQ can't be down $2.43 today. It's got to be up to go through solidly on those numbers. And that's what I play. And it works like nothing you've ever seen before. So right now, I'm going to get in this right here. Watch. Entry, 1 micro. You ready? Entry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it up to 20. Never more than 20 micros. Let's see how much I make. Entering again. So right here, I'm going to take the DOM. I'm going to scroll up, put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and a couple right there. And now come back. I'll put 1 here, 1 here. So that's my profit. I'm going to add now into that. So I got 3. I got 4. I got 5. 1, 2. Taking 4 of them off right there. That's $70. That's took 1, add the 1 back, put them back down there. So I'm not really looking at the chart or looking. I'm just playing the momentum of the DOM.
Gotcha. So what you're actually entering? So you're playing. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're playing the price on the SQQQ, but you're actually taking your entries on the MNQ, correct?
Correct. So I'm using this as an edge. So right now, put another one at $30. Put another one at 50. Let's scroll down to 55 right here. And I got 2 left. So that's all I do. Back and forth. It goes up into the red right there. I'll clip it once and take that one, put it down here. Done. I just come out of that one I just bought. So back and you keep on doing this, and all of a sudden you look over. Right now I am up $67. I'm up 100 so far. And let's close this so I can talk. So right now I close that all. I've made $73 by doing that. So today I've done that 8,000, 4,000, 4. I've done all of this today trading up to 20 micros, nothing more. And I've made all these accounts, all this money doing that. And I'll keep on doing it.
Okay, so this is very different from the typical type of strategy that we usually see on the show. We're usually seeing basically price action trading with, ICT or ICT adjacent, if you will, supply and demand, trend trading. So we're miles away from any of the types of strategies that we're commonly seeing on here. And clearly, the results, the proof is in the pudding here as we take a look at this. Of course, this is just one day. Conceptually speaking,
money, boss. I make $50 like this 10 times. That's $500. The thing didn't even do anything, and I'm done for the day.
Now, you say you're done for the
chartist or an analyst. I got 3 little micros. Here's $40 right there again. I'll add right into that. Add into the winners.
Right. Now, to me, and this is the second time I've seen this, and what I'm seeing, I don't trade a DOM. I have. To me, it's just it's so active. It's really hard for me to follow along. So learning something like this, how hard is it to learn how to structurally do this?
Last 2 minutes.
I'm sorry?
If it goes back up in the red, I'm up $18. I follow the price of what I'm up, profit and loss. So if it goes in the red, I'll clip it when it comes back in the green. And if it's in the green a lot, I'll come up here, put a stop here and walk away. It could run. I can get a $150 micro runner out of this if it goes to 30, 50.
Right.
Done. I have a stop in right here. I'll show you the what it looks like on the thing right here. Let me turn on the chart trader right here.
So while you're pulling that up, I know you teach people how to do this, and so for your average trader who's just trying to figure trading out, how long does it take to learn how to execute something like this?
So what I'm doing is I'm watching the stock SQQ, and when it's dipping, I'm scaling in very slow, giving it respect, knowing that every 2-minute bar, it could move 20 cents. It's moving an average of 10 cents. I go to the 1-minute bar. It's moving an average of 8 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents. So I'm going to give it 8 to 10 cent respect. And as it's like now, it's dropping a little bit. I'll go into 1. If it goes to 35, I'll go and hit it again. If it goes to 30, I'll hit it 3 times more. And then when it goes back to 34, 35, I take profits. It's back and forth. I don't have to look at the bars to do a bear flag trap or any of that garbage because it's reactionary. You're reacting to my position and providing me liquidity to get out. I'm getting out. Boom, I just made $20 more. So since we started, I've made $143 trading up to 3 little micros doing nothing. Just by watching the flow of the SQQ and making sure I'm in my box. And it's headed towards 30.50. So the trend is towards my friend. So every time it dips, I'm going to scale in. It's going to go right back up, and I'm going to come out all the way to $30.50. Does that make sense?
So, yeah. Now, like this is probably the most active strategy I've seen, to be real honest. Like I'm in a, I'm a one and done guy. Ideally, maybe 2 on the outside. Might take 3 entries in a day, but that's super, super rare for me. And I know for a lot of other traders that I've talked to,
you got a lot of mental anguish and minutia, looking at charts and studying. And then if you're wrong, you're like, what the hell? You're questioning your system and what you do. Just cash and grab out of the market. If you look at a chart, you should buy in the beginning of the day, sell it at the end of the day. Your charting was spot on, or buy it today, sell it tomorrow. But if your average trade is 45 seconds to a minute and you can hold some runners, why even, by the time you're looking here and going back over here, I'm already scaling into position. Watch. 1. Take 1 at 29. I'll take another one at 26 because it'll go into 25. Otherwise, I got a good one here. Again, I'll put it in $30 right there for the first one. And they just took that. So now I just made, boom, $178. That was 2 little micros. And I just keep on going and going. If I really wanted to get aggressive, I'll go 20, 30, 40 of them, and I'll really make a lot of money. But I'm trading this like I would. It's attached to a PA account. So this is exactly how I would trade an eval attached to a PA. You want to see how I would trade just an eval? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Watch the chart. Boom, 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 boom. I line these up in the DOM. Boom, 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 boom. If it comes hit them, great.
For those of you who see that and don't fully understand, proceed with caution, because that takes a bit of experience to operate this way.
This is what you have to practice, and just keep on pressing the button, and then come down here into the $200 area and start taking profits. Here it comes. I got 19 of them.
I know we're going to get into this here in just a second, but Ashu asks, how do we get in contact with you? Obviously,
I'm doing a webinar tomorrow, boss. You could share the screen. So I'm up $372. I went a little bit bigger and did like 15 or 20 micros. So now I could be done for the day on that account with $400. I click done. I move to the next account and I trade that account. I give each account respect and I trade one at a time. And if I'm copy trading, I only copy trade an eval or a PA together or 2 evals together. And this is what I've done for the day. I've done 5 PAs for 5,271, and I've done 10 evals for 29,940 for a total of 34,761 with my Apex today.
That is absolutely intense, and the action. And of course, John makes the comment, so fast to get used to. Yes, absolutely. Just like anything else, there's no simple, hey, A plus B plus C and you're done. This takes time. This takes experience. This takes practice. So if somebody wants to track you down, Mike, how do they find you online?
They can go to my Twitter, ProTrader_Mike. I'll show you right here. And I'm doing a webinar tomorrow at 11 o'clock where I'll be going over my business and how I set up my Apex business and how I trade like this. So if you want to attend, I coach 5 to 10 new students. Did that a couple of months ago. They're pretty much very successful, and I'm ready for my new batch of people to trade. So right here, is my webinar. I'll share the link with you. Copy link. I put it in the chat, and you could share that link, and you can register for my webinar at 11 tomorrow and come listen to the magic.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. So, like you've obviously done your research, you've done your stats. What kind of, and I guess it's hard to answer this question because you're in and out so quickly, but do you know how many trades a day you're taking? Do you have any idea what kind of a overall win rate you have?
Absolutely. Here's the trades I've taken today. Let's see here. It shows it right in here, I think. Let's see here. It should show the number of trades. Probably like 4 to 5 per account, and then I'm done. If I don't have to do 4 to 5 trades like I just did, I'm up 300. I'm done with that account at $395. How many trades did I do starting the show, Gates?
That's amazing. So Brad in the chat, of course, I'm sure somebody that you've had some contact with, because he says, guys, once you get comfortable doing this, it really works. And I think
this is Pro Trader Panda. So right here, this is Panda. He's been with me for 3 months. Guy's knocking it out of the park. Really good at pressing the buttons and doing what I do.
Right. And it's like anything else. You know, there's the mechanical and there's the conceptual, and you just, once you get used to that, you know, it's like anything else. You've got to understand the meat and potatoes behind it, and you've got to be able to execute. So follow him, check out the webinar. I encourage you guys, go check him out and see see what you think, because this is the second time I've watched him do this, and it's pretty consistent results.
Gates, I do it with the crypto too. Look, Ethereum, 3347 heading through 3350. See, same thing. Look. See, now at 3350. Here's another one. Look, Trump coin, same thing, through $31. See the move through 31 right here from 3070, the biggest move right through 31 right there. That's selling at 3127. See, sold through 3106, 3105, boom, and I bought it down there underneath. It works with crypto. It works with everything. This one also, look. Bought it right here at 19992 right there to go through 2 for the roll through, and I bought again right there at 98, bought again right at 2, and sold at 2019 right according to my system. It works with everything, boss. And this has 9 zeros in front of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference.
That looks like some of the crypto I used to buy.
Yeah, same
zeros in front of it.
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference.
Exactly.
See, $32 Mojo method right there, right through 32, 32, right through 32 on the WoW trade play right there from 3109, 31 right through 31 this morning, 6 hours ago. I picked it at 31, did it through 32 right there.
It's
went
amazing.
Right through. Started at 30.50. It's headed to 50 bucks. Yeah, it's headed to 50 bucks. And that's what I do, boss. Here's another one. Whoop. 51. Went through 50.
So it begs the question, and of course I presume I know the answer to this, but if you're running such a high level of consistency, why even bother with being funded and just not using your own cash?
Because I, like you, go on tilt and screw it up when I'm up so much, and sometimes when I lose it, I'll mess up the account or two. And why not? Should I mess it up with someone else's money than messing up with my own money? It hurts a lot more when it's your own.
It certainly does. And I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't gone tilt in years.
Yes. So what I used to do is, in the beginning, everyone's like copy trading. You have one account, you have 19 others, you press to make $200 like I did today. It would have made it across all those accounts. Amazing. Great. But when you go 5 days and then the 6th day you screw it up and you blow 20 accounts in one shot, your whole business is gone in one stupid thing. Now you're like, got to take a week to build it all back, pass all the evals, get all your PA back, cost $3,000 to $5,000 to do that, depending upon your skill level. And not many people have that kind of money to screw it up and get back in. There are people like a guy that got a $600,000 payout. I don't want people to think that that was normal. He did 1,200 PA accounts, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, and kill it till he built up a cushion and rode it and took out a large payout. The average person cannot do that. You can't just go all in, blow 20 accounts, and if you make it and build a cushion, melt that cushion to your payout. That's not the way to run this kind of business. The business is make compounding real profits with a system that works every day in 30 to 60 minutes and repeat it every day and let it compound for 30, 60, and 90 business trading days, and you'll be rich.
Yeah. Well, and, of course, disclaimer, individual results may
if you win,
of course.
If you
but
don't
I think
win,
you make a good point here. You can have the best system on the planet, and I'm not saying this is the best system on the planet. It looks very solid, and clearly it's working for you because again, we're seeing the results here in real time. But you can have the best system on the planet, and you still have to manage yourself. You still have to manage those emotions. You still have to manage the potential human error that comes into play. And that is just a part of the deal. There is no perfect system that eliminates that issue. So again, and I say this on the show all the time. Look, we don't bring people on here to say, okay, go chase this strategy or that strategy. If you see something that looks like it might work for you and you want to explore that, I highly encourage you to do so.
But try the game, see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't.
Exactly.
But it's no magic formula. I'm not,
of course. But
if charts work, I would say, let's look at the bear flag and the chart and this and that. But I tried that. It didn't work. I've been doing this for 30 years. I've been with Apex for 3 years. I'm on their website, to help traders and because I know how to pass evaluations and get payouts. I've gotten 80 payouts with Apex. So I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it.
Right. And so that's one of the reasons that we do the show the way that we do. Yes, of course, there's always an opportunity to follow somebody, learn from them, grow from them. And that's what trading is all about. But don't be the guy that chases the newest, flashiest thing. Do what works for you. Clearly, this is something that works for Mike, and it works for a ton of his students, and that's phenomenal. And this may be the key for you, but just make sure that you do so with a level of wisdom or discernment so that you're not just that guy that chases the new strategy every week. We put something else up there. So I just wanted to throw that out for responsible trading and responsible management of yourself. So Mike, this is unbelievable. I love watching this because this is super, super fast paced. Fast-paced has not necessarily been my friend in the past, but I am super curious, and I may want to dig a little deeper and spend some time talking to you about this outside of the show. But
new high, taking one off right here on my last little 2 micros. Now I'm at $437. All I did was 2 little micros right there to catch the run through 60 at 59. No problem.
And this is something that works on any any time of day. You said you do this pretty much all day.
I just jumped in and did another trade to ride it for 3 cents. All you need is 3 cents, boss. You can do it all day long. And I only go short because I'm playing SQQ higher. I do know when it's going to drop lower. Like now, it's overdone. It should go a little up and then back down again, and a green bar is going to happen. But I don't trade it both ways. See the green bar coming? Because if SQQ drops 58, 50, it's green bar coming up. I could have made that trade long, but I don't like to long, short. I like to just short, like in the shooting gallery, when the duck comes in front of you, you fill its mouth with water and it rises up and you win a prize. If the duck goes all the way to the left and you try to shoot it across somebody else's, it's very difficult. You got to go on like an angle, and and then if you miss off track. I just wait for the duck to come in front of you, and shoot it, and just like at a carnival, bro, and collect your prize.
Wait for that opportunity. So
wait for that opportunity. And again, I'm not chasing it right now.
Right.
I want it to drop to 53, and then I'll trade it back to 58.
There you go. So Eddie Berto asks, and I don't know exactly how to define this. What type of trading is this? Is the question.
Micro scalping, NASDAQ futures.
There you go. There you go.
Or hey, cash and grabbing money off the NASDAQ futures. What I'm trying to do. It's ebb and flow. It's ebb and flow trading. When it ebbs higher, you scale in slowly and give it respect. So every 3 cents, take another short lot. And then when it flips back the other way, start coming back out of it. It usually works for me 8 out of 10 times. The 2 out of 10 times, it'll continue to go against me. In my RT Trader Pro, I have a $500 maximum auto liquidation set. So if I am wrong, the most I could lose is 500. I'm always under the 30% with Apex 3.0. And then if I lose, I go back in, I add another, I make it 11, 11, 11. So I add another 600 in there and I bang it and try to make that back. And 80% of the time, I usually do make it back. The other 20%, say goodbye to the account. I usually blow it.
Yeah. Look, there's always the highs and lows, and the reality has to set in. Of course, at some point, this is not like anything else. It's not a perfect strategy, but clearly one that has been super successful for you. 80 payouts. We see the numbers on there. And again, that's why I wanted to have you on the show, because this is not what we typically see on here. And man, what an exciting, just to watch you sit here and trade live during the show. Clearly, this doesn't take the level of focus and attention that, at least once you get used to it, that a lot of traders really spend focused in on the chart. So that's super cool, man.
Right here, I'm up 1 micro, $20, take $27. So I just made, dude, people are like, no, it has to go to my target and my line. I'm like, money's flying in the air. And you're saying, oh, no, I'm not going to touch it because I've predicted in my analysis that this line should go there. And if it does, I'll make a lot more. And then all of a sudden, all that money hits the ground. You didn't touch any, and it really didn't work in your favor. And you could have had money there. So
that's awesome.
As a trader, you need to be grabbing the money. That's
awesome. Well, and John says, is there a minimum amount required for this? Is this Apex? Yes, these are Apex accounts that he's trading in. And I want to respect the time because we've got to start to wrap it up. So, man, Mike, thank you so much for sharing this. Guys, if you're interested, go check out the webinar tomorrow. Make sure to fill out the form for the evaluations that we're giving away today right there in the chat. And we will be back next week for sure with a brand new episode of the Trader Bacon Show.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the